All right, so now we have, we have the puppers masked out, but I need to make it match the ground a little bit. One of the issues I'm having too is that she's obviously missing kind of her feet here, but I think what I'm going to do is just say that that's just the grass, and that's actually what it was anyway. I'm going to add a little bit more here, so I'm just going to have the mask selected, and I'm just going to kind of draw up like there's grass. This would look better if I had, what do you call it? And we'll just kind of, I'm just going to do little ones here, because obviously the grass isn't really that long. So, but I would probably try to heal this and maybe try to go through and, you know, like just replace it so it looks like there's more foot there, because obviously this grass isn't going this high, but I don't really want to get into that right here. But you know, it would just basically kind of like we did last time, just use your various content aware tools. All right. So one of the things that would be nice with this is that if you look, it looks like they're floating, and the reason why it looks like they're floating is that we have no shadow. So what you want to do is look at the shadow that we see here, and then use that as a guide for the shadow here. The nice thing is there's a neat little trick, right? So I need to basically copy what this is and then make a black version. So what I'm going to do is if you go over here and hold Control, and it might be Command on a Mac, but you see how it turns into a marquee select, like the icon on the right. I'm going to click, and it's going to make a selection based off of the mask. Now what I'm going to do is make a new layer with a little plus. Okay, I still have that selected. I'm going to hit G, or if you just go underneath the gradient tool, choose the paint bucket tool. And what we're going to do is we're just going to paint black into this. Okay, so this layer is just a black shape. Take that one, put it underneath the previous one. Actually, don't do that yet. Let's just go ahead and flip it. I'm going to clear my selection by hitting Control D or Command D if you're on a Mac. And then what I want to do is I just want to flip this. So you can hit Control T, or if you have this on when you have the select tool, it'll always have those on there. So by default now in Photoshop, if you have nothing selected, it will scale it proportionately. If you hold Shift and click, you can scale it improportionately. What I want you to do is hold Shift, click, and just drag straight down. So it's basically going in the opposite direction. And we'll just bring it up here. Okay. Now, we want to kind of match the shadows here. So if you look at the light, clearly, if you look at this tree, it's clearly coming this way, and then the shadows going basically from the left to the right. So our light isn't too far off of what the original was, but you can see it's also, I'm not going to say it's noon, it's past noon, but it's, or before noon, either way, but it's past midday, or before midday. So I need to basically adjust the shape. So if you hold Control on any of these corners, so if I hold here, you can see I can skew it. So I'm going to go ahead and skew it a little bit. So it's a little bit more like that. And if I hold Control on a corner, I can even go farther with it. Okay? Like so. All right. Now I'm not going to be able to make this perfect. We're just going to get as close as we can. Let me get this out of the way. I can further warp this by clicking on this warp tool right here. And now it'll give me these like sub pieces. So if you look, it basically uses like a Bezier curve. So if you wanted to further warp it, we could also do it that way. So I'm just going to grab this corner like so. And we'll just kind of push this in a little bit. I'm going to grab this corner, make sure it's sort of there. And I'm just going to push it. I guess we'll go this way. And then this one I'll push out a little bit. It's a little bit much. So we'll go like, we'll do something like this, we'll say. All right. Now it's not perfect. Once I'm done, I can either hit this, or you can hit Enter. So I'll hit the little checkbox. Okay. Let's go ahead and just put it underneath. All right. But you can see it doesn't quite match up the way that it's supposed to, right? Like this foot's way off because I stretched that one out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and we're going to use the Liquefy. So go to Filter, Liquefy. All right. The best one here is to use the booger picker, but there are other options here as well. You can feel free to kind of play around with them. What we want to do is click on Show Backdrop. That way I can see what we're doing. If that's off, I have no idea what I'm doing in comparison to the rest of the image. You have to be careful though, because watch, if I go too high with this, you actually are not allowed to make any changes, which I find odd. And it's even within like a threshold. Like watch, right? It doesn't tell you what percentage it needs to be, but it needs to be below a certain percentage. So 80 seems as though I'm allowed to get away with. Okay, so I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. Again, the bracket keys to the right, the P key. I want the pressure, or the size is fine. I want the density to be all the way up. Basically, if the density is all the way up, it moves it. I'll just show you. All the way up density. See how that looks like that? If I take the density and I go low, come on. It's like the feathering of the brush. It's going to move a lot in the center, but not to the outside. So I'm going to put the density all the way up because I'm actually just trying to push this a little bit. So we're just going to go ahead and I'm just going to try and push this up like so to try and get this a little bit more what I want it to be. And I'm just kind of wiggling and pushing it around just so you see it looks kind of like that. And we'll just kind of, I'm going to put the backdrop on. Let's just do a little bit less so you can see. Okay. Let's say like that. I feel like this ear doesn't look quite right. It's a little too pronounced for what it would actually be. And then we'll just hit OK, and that will warp it. All right. Now, because it's just black and white, it doesn't really matter. What we can do is I can just take this brush, and if I want to make sure I have black selected, I can just, paint where I need more, like underneath this foot, right? And maybe right here, have this cut in a little bit so it's a little bit smoother. But you could just manually really kind of paint your own shadow, quite frankly. And that's fine. And you can use the eraser, and I would just make sure it's a hard eraser, and then erase out where you don't want there to be stuff, okay? So if you're trying to clean up or what have you. All right, good. So that looks acceptable. One of the things I would like to do is, I need a little bit more there actually too. So, because this grass would actually be like that, and then I'm gonna hit eraser and take a little bit of it out there. Okay, that looks. Oops, that looks. No, let's leave it like that. That's fine. Okay, so there are a couple of issues with the shadow. First off, it's completely 100% black, which it wouldn't be. So I'm going to take this layer, and I'm just going to go ahead and take the opacity down a little bit, and you can see it'll make it transparent. If I go all the way down, it'll make completely see-through. I'm just going to go pretty far. We'll say like 79%. Oops, keep doing that. The next thing I want to do is that the shadow is actually usually the darkest at the base and the lightest towards you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do the shadow, or I'm going to do the eraser. I'm going to do a soft eraser. I'm going to make it much larger. Okay, I'm going to back this up. Back it up again. Okay. Then I'm going to take the flow, and I'm going to make it real low. Real low with my flow. Is that good? Yeah. We'll take the flow low, and I'm just going to kind of brush here, like so. And you can see what it did is it made it lighter here, and then it's darker in the back. Okay. Now, some other problems with the shadow, if you notice, is that it's sharp. Right now, if this was a flat surface, like this was sand or something, or concrete or something, that would make sense. But this is grass, so I need to add a little bit of effect to that. So I'm just going to go to filter. We're going to go to not stylize. It should be render, stylize, distort. There we go. And then we need to do, let's try zigzag. Can't remember which one ends up being. So I'm just going to look around for my picture here and eliminate the minus. And pond ripples up from center. Okay, that one's not really working for me. Filter, distort, shear, ripple. Is it ripple that I want? Yeah, ripple, and we'll do small. And I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. And let's zoom back in so I can see. And I was hoping there was a preview button, but I don't see it. So you can see it's going to add, basically, it's going to jig-jaggedy it. And I'll hit OK. And add a little bit of fudge ripple to it for me. Okay. Probably even better just to manually, like either with the Liquefy, or to just manually paint like ridges and stuff, because it's a little bit even, but we'll call that good enough. It's also should have a little bit of blur, so I'm just going to go to filter. We're going to do blur. I'm just going to do regular old Gaussian blur, and that's way too much. Just want to soften it a little bit, and then we will hit OK. And that looks a little bit better. Now it looks like there is a shadow. Let me see, mine eraser still? I feel like it's something like that. Okay. Good. So now we have a shadow. Let's try and maybe make her just match the background a little bit better. So I just need to make some adjustments. So if you look, you can see it's kind of a hazy day. So this needs a little bit more of like a little bit of a blue. So you can see like the intensity of the darks here are more than some of the elements here. So I just need to basically make some adjustments. So I'm going to select that layer. We'll go to the adjustments layer. Oops, did not mean to do that. I don't need the library here. Get out of there. Go to the adjustments. Okay. And then we will just see what we have for options here. So let's try doing, let's do photo filter. And we will do a, let's say, cooling filter. Now, one of the things I want you to notice when you do these filters is that notice that it's affecting, if the adjustment layers affect everything below it. If you want to only affect the thing directly below it, and not the background here as well, see how it's doing the background? What you want to do is you right click on it. For one, we could make the same selection and do it specifically this part, but the other thing you do is right click and make a clipping mask. Create clipping mask. And now you'll see that it is only affecting the puppers. Okay, so I got this photo filter. I'm just going to try different ones and see which one. That one looks a little bit better, maybe. All right, like that. And then I'm just going to take the density down a little bit because I don't need quite so much. That looks a little bit closer. So I don't know if you can tell or not, but it just takes a little bit of it off. It makes it match the area a little bit more. Yeah, I think I'm going to call that good enough for now, I guess. All right. So the idea here is I wanted to have my children running away. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put my daughter over here running away, and then I'm going to my son in his mouth. So I'm just going to go ahead and file, and we will do place embedded. And I'm going to grab the picture of my daughter running. Okay. That looks fine. I'm just going to enter to accept it. And then I need to cut her out. So second thing, same thing as before. I'm just going to go to this, go to object selection. I'm going to hover over her. You can either click and drag over her or just hover over her. There we go. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's do something different. That's one way of doing it. Control D. Another way of doing it is I could go to select, and you'll see there's different options here. So I want to select. Let's do the subject. See how it does. Didn't do a good job. Okay, well, that was fun. Let's go back to this one. Okay, so it's going to get in closer, and you can see there's quite a bit of issues here. So just to save time, I'm going to hit Q for quick mask mode, and then I'll hit B for brush. And then I'm just going to go ahead and just manually, oops, wrong color. And I'm just going to go ahead and manually try to brush her hair in. So here's a good example where her shirt is green, so it's not necessarily X. Womp, womp. That looks okay. There's a little bit too much armpit there. Okay. There's some in there that I don't really want. Control plus plus plus. So I'm just going to make this a smaller brush. It is not painting anything. Oh, because I have it on white. Okay. And we're just going to kind of paint that out like that. Okay. And I don't want to waste a whole ton of time of you guys just watching me do it, but hopefully you get the idea. So we'll call that good. Oh, this is going to bother me too. So we're just going to go ahead and remove this. Okay. All right. And then what we're going to do is I'll hit Q to get back out of quick mask mode, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the mask. I'm going to hit V, and I'm going to pull over here, Control minus minus minus. We'll go ahead and just scale it. You can hit Control T or just scale it manually doing this, and I am just going to scale it up a bit like so, and we'll Control plus plus, and then I would just do the same thing as before. Click on this, make a new layer, put that below, hit G for the fill tool. I'm going to take that, then we'll hit Control D to clear selection, B, Control T. I'm going to hold, zoom out here, going to hold Shift, and then, come on, Shift. You can do it. There you go, Shift. And we'll just put this underneath. And it's also got to go, I'm going to hold Control and go like that. And let's go a little bit more, like so. Okay. And then I'm going to use the eraser. And we'll just we'll just take the opacity down a bunch. And imagine I just did a bunch more. Good job with that. That's not even a sentence, but you get the idea. Okay, and I would add all the ridges and things like that. And maybe I'll put some effects on her as well. I'm just going to go ahead and do my sun now for the composite part. So File, Place Embedded, and we're going to grab my sun. Now here you can see I kind of placed him like so, and it'll be easier when he's larger, but I'm just going to go ahead and try to mask this out. So once again, I'm just going to hover. I'm going to use that object select, click on this. Okay, it should select him. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to go to the quick selection tool. I'm going to hold, let's make this a little bit bigger with the bracket keys. I'm going to hold Alt, and I'm just going to remove her. Okay. Okay, that's okay. Let me see. That looks like it's got all of him. Let's hit Q just so I can see what is currently selected. Okay, so there's a little bit more left of her up here. I'm just going to hit B. And we'll make this a little bit bigger, and yep, I'm on black already, so I'm just going to manually kind of paint that, and then we need to remove this so there's a little bit more of the shirt. Okay, and I'm going to say that that is okay, so we'll hit Q. Now I'm going to go to the select, and we're going to do the select and mask, because if you can see, he's got a lot of these flyaway hairs that are hard to see. Got some extra stuff here as well, so I'm going to use this paint, and oops, wrong color. Okay, guess I'll just hold Alt. I'm just going to, won't let me undo for some reason, and I'm just going to paint anything extra that shouldn't be there. I don't know, that my hair might, and we're going to hold Alt here, and okay. So now I just want to work on this a little bit, so I'm going to grab the refine edge, and we're going to go and do this. I'm going to change this to on black, because I can't really see his flyaways. There we go. So he's got some crazy hair going on here. All right, so we'll go like that, and there's a little bit of crazy hair going on there. Okay, and that's bothering me. I'm just gonna hold Alt and paint this out. Good, and that a little bit too, and this here. Okay, good. And oh, down here as well. I'm gonna hold. Let's make this bigger. Oh, wrong button. I'm gonna hold Alt, and I'm just gonna paint this out because these should not be part of it. All right, good enough. And then we'll hit OK, and then that looks good. We'll go ahead and do the quick mask or the mask. All right, I'm gonna take this guy, stick him over here, and we are going to shrink him. And I'm just going to get closer, Control++, and I'm just going to try and place him. I'm just going to use the arrow keys because it keeps trying to snap around, which is weird. Great. Okay, that looks acceptable. All right, let's hit Enter. All right, and that looks A-okay to me. All right, so I think that looks all right. He would need a shadow and all those other things as well. There's a couple of other issues. So you can see right here, I need to make some adjustments to right here because he's like missing his body. So I think what I'm going to try and do is I might have to work destructively because if I try to do stuff, it will not. I don't think. Can I select both of you? Yeah. There's no way to select the layer as a whole because I could do things like filter and do liquefy, but what's going to end up happening is I can pull this down to kind of fill in that space. Okay, which is fine. And then I hit OK, but you're going to see the mask did not move. The mask is still where it was. So what I have to do is go to the mask, then go to the brush. I mean, I guess I could just do this. Oops, wrong direction. X. And I could just add kind of where I painted, but it's hard because I'm kind of working blind because I can't really see where I went to. Right, so we'll just kind of paint this. All right, it's fabulous. Okay. I feel like you should still be a little bit. I'm gonna hit Control T. I feel like you should be a little bit smaller still. And let's see. I'm hoping that the Liquefy kicks back in afterwards. And okay, good, it did, but it did mess up a little bit still, which I think is interesting. So you see how it kind of messed up? So let's see. Let's shift that out, and you can see the Liquefy is incorrect now. So we're gonna undo that, and we're gonna live with what it is. Okay. So all right. So we'll call that good. So I would do the same thing, make another shadow, and then when I was done, I'd go through and just make some more adjustments. So for instance, with her, I'm just gonna go ahead and add some more adjustment layers. So I could do things like levels, and I could take the black here, which currently, I'm going to go ahead and just right click and go create clipping mask so it only affects her. And I could take the black and go up, but see, I'm going to make it more. Instead, what I'm going to do is take this, I'm going to bring it a little bit to the left to actually remove it. And then I'm going to actually, can't go that far with it. We'll hit OK. So I'm going to say that that's good enough. I'm going to, oops, not that. Leave that locked. Okay. I'm going to select again, do another one, and let's do, let's see, color lookup channel mixer gradient map. Let's do curves. And what I'm going to do is go to, let's say, the greens. And I am going to push green up a little bit so that it matches a little bit more with what it currently is. And let's see, like that. I'm going to go to the blues and actually push the blues in a little bit as well. And then I'm again going to do another one. And let's just do brightness contrast because that should be an easy one. The contrast should actually be down. And she does feel a little bit too bright. So I'm going to bring down the brightness a little bit. Like so. Just so that she matches a little bit better. But there's other things we could do too where maybe she should be more out of focus because we're kind of focused on him. So I could do filter and do the blur. And again, I just like to use Gaussian blur because it's easier. And I could just bring this down a little bit so that she's slightly blurry, but not crazy so that this is more the focus. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. Yeah, so make something like that. Good luck.